Hello. So it's my second video for the day. Interesting hair happening here. I'm on my moon time, so anyway, I wanted to share some wisdom and some truth. Jesus. Nope. Apparently it's not going, it's not doing its thing, it's just gonna do its little antenna-iness. Okay. Anyway, I have some wisdom, some sharing that I would like to do on the womb and the heart. When do you listen to the womb and when do you listen to your heart for direction and guidance? So when it comes to human design, if any of you know about it, I would really recommend that you look up your chart if you don't know much about it. It has to do with astrology, the chakra system, the I Ching, the meridian system. It's a whole system that is just fantastic and amazing. And in it, you learn about how you make decisions in your design and what is your design. And so I didn't find human design until a little bit later, after I'd done a lot of womb healing and womb clearing and just like taking care of my womb heart health. Because when I was a few years ago, like it's probably been like 5 years now, I had such a hard time making decisions. And I'm sure a lot of you women know, and probably men too, yeah, but I can only speak for women in this case, know that we have such a hard time making decisions because we have all these opportunities and things that come along and they all seem really great and cool. But then it's like, what do I choose? Which one do I go with? Do I follow my heart? Does my heart says this and I want to be with this person, I love this person and I want to be with them. But then when I go into the relationship, it just goes to shit and everything just falls apart, or it just doesn't feel good anymore, or like there's this weirdness, right? And then, but when your heart says yes, it's like, of course, then why wouldn't I do it? Well, this is something that I struggled with for a long time. I just was like, oh, well, I feel good about this, so I want to do this. But where are you feeling it from? Are you feeling it from your head, from your thoughts? Are you feeling it from your heart? Or are you feeling it from your womb? The womb and the heart are are two places where we find wisdom. We have universal, timeless wisdom, which is in the heart. And then we have situational and directional wisdom in every moment, which is in the womb. And that's something that I didn't quite realize and I had a hard time with for a long time, because I would say, well, something's in my heart says yes, but in my womb it says no. So what is this? What's going on? Well, a lot of the time it's like your womb only has a certain amount of energy and a certain amount of ability to do certain things that your heart has sort of this unlimited energy to do, or unlimited energy to connect to. And it's really important to honor our bodies, because the womb is a intuitive, body-centered wisdom. And we're here to live on the planet, on the earth, in a body-centered way. Moving from the body, taking action from the body, taking action from our inner womb guidance, our body's wisdom. Because we need our bodies to act and do things in the world. And we need to know that it's supported and it has the energy to do those things. So for a long time, I just did womb healing and heart healing. And then I tried to connect the two. And then I created this beautiful painting of my partner slash partner, past partner. I don't know how to explain it, but and I visualized, or like the painting or the drawing, how it came through was I was a tree, and there was a connection from my heart to my womb, and it was this beautiful connection of like there's an energy that moves through there, that the womb can sometimes have anxiety and fears, and there can be anxiousness and like, oh, I don't know, and those are things that are unresolved that kind of can sway us. And that's why a lot of us, if we haven't connected to our womb, it's like, I don't even know how to make decisions from there. That space for me just feels like pain and trauma all the time. Well, definitely. That space is so hard to work through on our own a lot of the time, and to work through the blocks and fears that are in there, because it can get really painful. There's past life karma, there's traumas from relationships, there's wounds from childhood, there's inner child wounds, there's karma, like ancestral karma, there's our own karma from lives. It's like the list can go on. because that is where we experience the world from. And have you ever noticed that when you do a meditation, when you get to the sacral chakra, it's like, whoa, no, I don't like what's coming up here. Change, go to the sacral solar plexus or go to the root. Yeah, that's why. It's pretty tangled up in there sometimes. So what I invite you to try is to sit with yourself, come into meditation. You know, we can even do it right now, just a little mini one. Take a deep breath. And one more breath. And one more breath. And now come into your heart and see what it has to say about something that you're dealing with right now. How does it feel? What does it say? And then when we come into the womb, what does it say there? How does that feel? What is the answer to the question that you've just asked your heart? Now ask it to your womb and observe what the answer is and see if there's any fears or anxiety that comes up, and allow it to just show up and come up. And then whenever you're ready, open your eyes and just see and come back to this space and see what wisdom came through. I mentioned at the beginning human design. And when you look at your human design system and chart, you'll find out who and what your design is. And when you do this practice and you find that wisdom, write it down, see what it had to say to you, and if you wanted to journal about it or sit with it a little longer. When you look at your human design chart, you can actually find where you find your direction, where you make your decisions from. Some of us might have that womb center place, the generator motor, defined. And that's actually where we make decisions from. It's an momentum or motion / feeling and expression. And then some of us have heart-centered wisdom. And then some of us have a more body-centered wisdom. And some of us have an emotional authority. And then some of us have a self-expressed authority, right? These are all systems and things that take a little bit of time to learn and research about. But as women, our wombs can be a place of wisdom, are a place of wisdom to find these answers. And to check in with your womb and see what it has to say is checking in with your divine life path and this moment and this present time of what you need and what direction to take and which direction to go in. So I invite you to do this practice when you're unsure. See what your womb has to say and see what your heart has to say. You may not have a consistent means of finding information there on a day-to-day basis, especially if you start to look into human design, but you can find information and guidance in those areas. And it's really important to do this practice as a woman, because this is when you start to trust yourself. You learn to trust yourself and your own inner guidance and how it shows up and how it wants to guide you in every moment, in every situation. So I invite you to doing this practice, to listening to your womb more, because it will give you that guidance in this present moment, and your heart will give you that universal guidance. So you may love someone fully and deeply, but it might not be right for you to be with them at this time, or may not be right for you to be with them at all. You just have a soul heart connection with them, and you actually need to move on. And when you do, life opens up and the universe shows you and showers you with what is your next step as you've passed and moved through a learning lesson and a block that you maybe weren't aware of until you checked in and found out. So check in, find out, heal, move through, release, surrender, and just practice this space of coming into your womb, finding out what it has to say, coming into your heart, seeing what it has to say, and then taking that guidance from your womb of what is my next step? What do I need to do next? And trusting what it has to say and seeing what happens. Let me know if you've done this before. I'd love to know in the comments below. Please do, because it's very interesting to hear stories when we have done things like this, or maybe haven't even done things like this. So yes, I'm wishing you a wonderful day. Thank you for watching the second video today. I had to put through 2 videos. Had a lot of information coming through. If you haven't watched the other one, it's all about my home situation and things, a little bit more of a vulnerable video, but thank you for letting me share and for listening. Love you all. Have a wonderful rest or start to your week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.